Testing, testing, testing. How long y'all been here? Long time? All right, I'll try and make this quick once we're ready. So I'll start off by combing his hair out. It's pretty laid. We're gonna do a 2 with the grain. What kind of taper do you guys think we should give him? What y'all think? High? Yeah. Yep. So I'm looking at the way his hair pattern's growing and how he's brushing it. It's all coming forward. Right here, there's a little swirl in the back towards the crown. Right here, so I want to be careful right here, right? His hair doesn't really wave up back here. I've been cutting him for a while. Cool. So I'll take a 2 guard. I'll start lever open. Let me turn up here. We'll see how this cuts. I could close it. All right, this is the perfect length. Cool. You said the length?
Yeah, like how do you determine which guard to use? You have to, I'm so sorry, you'll have to talk to a good for us, like rudimentary.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. That's why I'm here. So his hair is thicker, right?
Yeah.
A lot of like coarse hair waves. His hair is dense too, right? You can see he has deep waves. So when I see a texture like this, I'm already thinking, okay, we have to keep his hair a bit thicker to you know, keep the denseness and also the thickness of his waves. But to be safe, always start with like the lever open. Even if you're gonna end up going down to a 2 close, still start with it open, just because sometimes some guards can cut too harshly if you just start closed, and then it'll just plug it. So you gotta kind of work your way down in steps sometimes.
How do you deal with growth patterns if there's like a little bit of a talent? Like not gapping it?
I'll just graze over it, gently. Now towards the hairline, that area can be a bit more sensitive, so I'll open my lever and I'll deal with that later. Sometimes if you go lever close all the way down to the hairline, you'll cut off a little bit too much in the front, all right? So for the back, same thing. Open towards his crown. All right, he has like a swirl pattern. This is a 2. All right, around the ear.
You wash this before usually or no?
So he takes his hair pretty serious. So I consider him like a waver. I wouldn't wash this because the hair is laid. If I wash it, brush it, even if I add foam, the waves won't look this good. It kind of needs those natural oils. And his hair is clean. It's not dirty, so I don't need to wash it.
Is it better with a comb than a partial wave?
Yeah. To cut it down, you need a comb. I always cut it down with a comb instead of a brush because a brush compresses the hair, right? A comb kind of stretches it out. So that's why I'm combing while I'm cutting, right? On all sides.
Are there certain parts of the hair where you use the wider versus the like the thinner side of the comb?
So honestly, I use the wider part during the whole haircut, even when I'm tapering. Even for the lineup, really. I really like this comb. I think this is the babless one. Just because it's pretty good on all textures of hair. All right. Cool. So I'll do a little brush after. The reason you want to brush it after you cut waves down, especially if you're not going to wash the hair, he has all these loose hairs stuck in here, a lot. You don't want, your client to go home. When I had a buzz cut, I would get a haircut, go home, take a nap, and it's all these little hairs on my pillow. I really hate that. So you could even take a blow dryer. I'll show you guys in a minute. Just combing it, setting this pattern in so we can get ready on the taper. So you can see how laid his waves are after that, you see? Perfect length. Medium. See? All these loose hairs.
When you're shaping his waves, is the front of your teeth digging into the hair, or is it just laying on top? It's not like grabbing
What do you mean?
like
The lineup?
yeah, not a lineup, but when you just like even it all out, is the front of the tip of the blade, like the teeth of it, is it digging into the hair, or you just I don't know.
Yes. For him, yes. I know what you mean. You're saying, am I like grazing it like this, or am I like this? Yeah, I'm digging on him because I want it all one length. So towards here, I'll skate off because I don't want to dig here. I don't want to take too much off. I'll leave that for the lineup part. But yes, to answer your question, yeah, I'm following his head shape. I kept it thicker, and his crown is a swirl. So I didn't really even cut it, really. I don't really need to, because I know his head. It's sensitive. If I take it kind of like that, it'll cut it too short. But yeah, it's a swirl, so.
You brush the swirl back in as you're resetting? You just brush out the crown?
I'll go like this. The way his hair works, it doesn't really get wavy right here. So as long as I can make the swirl look full, that's all I care about. So then another technique I'll do to get those loose hairs out, I'll just blow dry it while I brush it. We'll get some gems. Yeah. What's everyone's biggest struggle on this type of texture? Yeah. What clippers do you use?
When I use the JRL for the last guards, I really have a hard time with it. When I use the Gamma Ergos, it's a
Yep.
little better.
Yep.
I have the hardest time connecting like a taper on the side with the top part without like blending it with keeping, I don't know, I always get little like patches where I connect where the taper and the top is.
Yeah. What clippers do you use?
Usually the magic.
Okay. Anyone else? Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I brush it to make it look so smooth. Like sometimes it feels like I have trouble with the little baby hairs that like come off as I'm fading.
Yeah.
Lineup, bro. I get scared.
That's real, bro. Facts. What's scary about it?
I don't have a lot of experience with this texture of hair, so I get scared of pushing it back. I get scared of not pushing it enough. I get scared of, I don't know, man.
That's valid, bro.
I feel like I don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can make it really flat on the lineup, especially the bang. Like the
Yep.
front area, I'm really scared of reading that.
So usually when I cut him, his hair isn't this wavy, so I know the taper is going to be a little difficult. So I'll walk you guys through that. We're doing a high taper. We're removing his C cups. All right.
You regularly set your back neck taper as a straight line and not an arch?
Yeah, because the neck is round. Get this. So the reason I set it in straight is because the neck is round. So you don't really have to do it as an arch because it's already naturally arch, if that makes sense. That's also why I dig in on a lineup back here, because the next round, if you keep it too natural, it'll look like a blockhead from the back.
What do you mean by his neck is long?
So the neck back here isn't flat. You put your fingers out, it starts curving right here, right? So there's no need to arc this guideline because it's already naturally arcing, you know?
Would you put an arch if it was a flatter bent back the neck?
Yep. Which side do you want to see me fade first? We'll do it pretty quick too. The back? Okay. This one? Okay. Yeah, that's probably going to be the hardest side.
Because that ripple, right?
Yeah.
I have another question about the top. Kind of similar to what the other person asked, like the way that you hold the clippers on top, if there was finer, would you use more of a steel of the clipper, or would you just use a longer?
Yes. I would use a longer guard and potentially the heel. So, do you run into a lot of fine hair, like with this texture? Or?
I have.
Okay.
So I want to avoid making it look
So something I see a lot of barbers do is when they're setting in the first guideline, you can get right here, is when they're setting in the first guideline, they make it too small like this. Do any of you do that? So the problem with that is you're gonna have to come back and stretch it anyway. You're just making your job harder. So I'm gonna stretch it. Combing, right? Because if I don't comb, I don't know where the hair is really laying. If I comb it, I can see, okay, I still have to push this up a bit. All right? Yeah, feel free to get around me too. So boom, let's erase it. I'm gonna start closed. Flicking. Halfway, flicking. Boom, easy.
Do you prefer to work from the bottom to the top?
So I'm about to show you what I do. I'll fade that first line out. Do I have a 3 guard? Yeah. I'll fade up right here, and then I'll fade down. So I'll take a 3.
So if you did number 4 with the grain on top,
You said number 4?
yeah, for example, if you do like number 4 with the grain, right now you did you put 2.5 on top, right now you're doing it 3. If you do 4, you use like a 5.
If you go,
I wouldn't even really do a 4.
if you go down with the grain, and you go against it, you just go the next guard up. If you go against it.
It's very rare that I'll do a 4 with the grain. That's for like an Edgar type of cut, like a Hispanic type of haircut. That's when I would do a 4. So yes, to answer your question, yes. So this is a 1.5. I don't really have a system. You could switch up a system. It's really not that deep with this type of texture. Now the difficult part is I'm fading a wave. This isn't naturally how the hair is. You know, obviously he trained his hair to wave up. So we need a guard that's gonna be diligent in catching that hair. So that's why I'm not an advocate of using like the gray half guards. A lot of times they just don't catch the hair. So you'll be digging too much. So I'll start one open. Close it.
Do you use like same? Would you use same technique like in terms of like 30-foot number 3, and then fading it down? Would you do it if you do like a skin fade or any other fade, or you would use a different?
Yeah, I typically use the same technique on a skin fade, yeah. It's easy.
It's just your guidelines. It gets bigger and smaller.
Exactly.
Depends.
Yep. Skin fades are easier to me because you have more room to work with.
Yeah.
A taper's a condensed space, you know?
I'd love to ask you a non-hair related question if I can.
Please.
You built a brand and a business off of YouTube, off of social media,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm guessing that you started from you making videos for clients, for you know, exposure or whatever, but now you've scaled it into a full-blown business. How and when did that change for you? You know what I mean?
2022. You know, I joined a mentorship program. I paid $7,000, and I realized I wasn't where I wanted to be at. I had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I was broke.
Yeah.
I was broke. I wasn't making money off my channel or just from clients in general. So I joined a mentorship program, and I was given guidance to basically take a step back away from YouTube, build your business first, and then go all in with YouTube. Get an editor, build it complete, post 3, because at that point I wasn't consistent. I was posting here and there whenever I, you know, felt like it, right? So it started with my business, bro. Posting consistently, short form videos, not YouTube. And the reason why short form is so important is because a lot of us try and get into YouTube when we're not even posting shorter videos. How can you keep up with YouTube if you're not posting small clips, you know? So then after that, I stayed consistent, bro. I know everyone says consistent, but I also had a system, bro. I developed my own system, got an editor, and I saw the results of my work, bro. I saw that, okay, if I post 4 times a week, 5 times a week, I get this output. I get clients. I make money. So why would I stop posting if it's working? You understand?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my thing, bro. Great question.
Do you still cut a lot of clients in the shop, or is it mostly for social media and stuff?
It's all YouTube.
It's all YouTube?
I stopped charging. Last price I charged was $200. That was last year. And now I pretty much just coach other barbers. So that's what I do full time. Appreciate it, bro. It's toasty in here. Sheesh. We got AC? It's a little toasty.
Not working on right now.
Sheesh. All right, so I know for his lineup, I'm gonna push it back a bit. So I know we gotta take some of this denseness out right here.
What makes you understand that you gotta push it back?
Well, I see his line, right? Very dense in the corners. A little lighter right here. It's still, he has a perfect hairline. So I know push back the corners a bit just to match with that middle line. This is a 2. And I'll just clean it up with my 1.5. It's freaking hot. And with this kind of cut, with a high taper, what are we trying to keep dark on the taper? The bars, right? So don't worry about making the taper completely perfect before the lineup. Line them up and then make it perfect. It's more important. My bad, I needed the light. You guys can see.
you have your own education program, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do like coaching through that, or is it?
Yep. So we do all the haircut stuff, but Creed knows. We mainly focus on 3 pillars. So cutting, creating, and scaling. So in order to make good content, you can have great content as a barber, but if your haircuts suck, like it really won't convert. And vice versa, you can have really great haircuts, but if you don't make content, no one will know who you are outside of your local area. So you're invisible. And then the result of both of those things, getting good at cutting hair, making content consistently the right way with the right system, is scaling. That's how you're able to raise your prices, raise your demand, and charge more. How much is everyone charging? How much are you guys charging? 50? Nice. What's your main demographic? Like what kind of cuts for you guys? Yeah.
We do a lot of mullets. We do a lot
Fire.
of we work in this neighborhood, so a lot of our clients are Fish County, Kensington people, and
Yeah.
we're the only clear barbershop in Philadelphia, so
Nice.
a lot of our clients are quirky, cool, clear people.
Dope.
How did you find your formula for your content?
Testing. Testing, understanding like, okay, this is what works. This isn't working. What works for me may not work for you. And what works for you probably won't work for me. Is that something you're struggling with, content?
Yeah, I just moved into a new space, trying to build clientele. I never did this before. I'm in another education program. They're teaching me a little bit about content. But,
Which one?
Learn to cut. So I'm trying to gain as much knowledge as I can.
Yeah. So I can skip the 1.5 on this side just because it's fading way easier. Can everyone see or is it dark? It's a little dark over there. So these guards work the best in my opinion. The wall red. It's really just like the premium. I can't explain it. It just works. And then this half guard works with this texture. It just works.
Do you like those clippers?
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. I think they fade well. I don't think they take the hair down that well. I've used other clippers that do better, but they fade well, honestly. Debulking.
Or like more like I guess those are better for finer
Yeah.
details. Is there one you recommend for
Debulking? Let me think about that. I used to. They're good for debulking. Detachables. Yeah, there's no lever. Yeah, exactly. They have like a sole purpose and that's it.
How long you been cutting hair?
11 years. On and off. So, since I was 12.
Who are your family
That's
cuts
crazy.
hair? Somebody cut your family.
My cousin started cutting after I cut.
You knew at 12 you wanted to cut.
I knew at 11. That's actually nuts. When I think about it, that's weird. Like, why would I want to be a barber?
Calling, bro.
So, I just was picky about my hair. I loved the black barber shop. I loved it. Going to the shop with my father. I loved that they could wear whatever they wanted. And then I bought my first pair of clippers, some Conairs from freaking Ross. And I loved it. So we're trying to get this part perfect, not this. We're not worried about that till later.
I asked this to the last people as well, but I want to get an education one day as well, but I consider myself a very anxious person.
Anxious?
Yeah, do you ever
Yeah.
feel like you get nervous when you go to teach a class anymore?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
How do you deal with that?
Practice.
Yeah?
Doing small classes with my shop helps. Zoom calls with my students help. I get nervous too, bro.
Yeah.
Like straight up. It's not easy. So now I'm gonna make sure both sides of the taper match up. I feel like this side's slightly higher, which is fine. Just prepping myself for the lineup. Working down quickly. Mm-hmm.
You don't put any hard lines in, so there's no
Yep.
hard lines to take out. So much easier to find.
I struggled with fading down early on because it was like,
That's how I felt too, man. As I grew, keep it dark.
exactly, yeah, fading down.
I like going in with a one and a half and then fading everything below the one and a half and then go up.
So when you fade, first part you focus on below like half, and then
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna touch up this side. I wanna push it up a bit more, just so we can match up. Why wouldn't I what?
Like use a brush.
I can,
Or you just like,
because the taper's done. But yeah, I like stretching the hair out continuously until the end, then I'll kind of brush it in. You can use the brush once everything's done. Then it's like, all right, you want to see how it lays. You want to do a little lay check. So this area I'm having trouble with because it's like a little wave right here. Right here. So at this point in the haircut, it's not about a system. It's not about, oh, I already went with the one here. It's just about muscle memory. Like, okay, I think the one's gonna work right here because I could tell this area is a bit sensitive. I don't wanna go lever open. Now I can go with the corner.
You do all your detailing with the clipper, or you use like 10 inches?
I do use thin shears. Shout out to Los. But not really on this texture. I do that more with Hispanic hair. How about you? What do you use?
10 inches.
Nice. What's your main texture that you cut?
More like straight.
Nice. Cool. Let's move on to the back. Back is easy. We got more room to work with.
is there something that you observe a lot of other barbers do that they could do better on a hair texture like this?
I think it's just fear, bro. Like, scared of taking it up too high, scared to cut in the hairline. Kind of like, I forgot who mentioned it. That's the main thing I see, bro. Because a lot of the times, I see barbers cutting this texture, and the hairline's just not sharp.
Yeah.
You're not pushing it back enough. Yeah, it's like too dull, you know? So there has to be like that level of confidence, but confidence comes from knowing how to do it, you know? That's why classes like these are important. And I respect all of y'all for popping up too today.
Especially for pop now.
Cool. So I should have my one. So that blended in pretty nice. I'll take my 3. Going with the pattern. Two.
You usually use a shaver at the end.
Nah. You can though, on him you can. You can get right here. Like an hour, for sure. Especially I'm recording a lot of them. So what I'm doing now, even though I'm going against the pattern, this is like cross fading. You got with the grain, against the grain, and you got to cross the grain either way. So when you go across the grain, you can actually cut shorter than against the grain. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna do across the grain. It helps cut hair that's hard to get, so like crevices. But you have to be very careful with across the grain because you could take off too much.
So if you're going across, would you just recommend using like a higher guard?
Yeah. So right here, that's really the only dark spot we got. 1.5 guard. Yeah, especially with fading.
So a lot of times you have just like, okay, this part isn't really removing this one next.
Yeah, but I'll start lever open. And I'll listen to the sound of the clipper too. Like it is cutting something right now. I just don't want to cut too much because it's this occipital bone right here. The one's gonna remove it, then we're good. Then shape up time.
I want to take it back a couple questions. So
Mhm.
when you're talking about using the shaver on a person with this texture of hair, how can you know if it's okay to use it, if it's going to make them bump up?
Mhm.
You know, is there a way to know that, or you just have to ask them? And,
You gotta ask them.
Yeah.
They'll know.
Yeah, they'll know.
They know if they're seeing the shaver.
If you really want to use the shaver, you can go with the grain with the shaver, but not against the grain. All right, now I kind of just scoop out, not digging right here. I just don't feel like grabbing another guard. Now I'm digging. Yeah, I would avoid that. You really have all you need with the guards, with good guards. Only time I would do that is maybe on the hairline. All right, let's line them up. Does someone have hairspray? We don't need it though. Any hairspray, anyone?
I think the Masons has their own hairspray.
Okay, cool.
Hairspray?
Salt spray. I have some hairspray. Wait a second, Jim.
So let's prep his hairline. I'll take the one. I'll prep behind the ear. This is very important. Let's get this. Let's get it, Jen. So this is very important that you prep this area. You see it's curling up, right? So if we line it up, it'll be sharp, but it'll have a lot of overhang, almost like bangs. It's trying to curl up. So I'll just take my one guard, smooth it down. All right, I'll close it. Just really hitting the tips. Now when it looks like that, it's ready to be lined up. So now we can just come behind it. These?
Yeah.
I think like 2 years.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Mine are, I can't even use mine anymore without this help.
Thanks. So don't worry about getting the white line and stuff. I know a lot of people focus on that. I used to too. It's not that important. So right here, I see some dark spots.
Can you talk a little bit about how you brace yourself on that side of the head? Because I feel like I do good on the right side of the head, but the left side I get.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like with the lineup part?
Yeah, with like,
Interesting.
yeah. I feel like my wrist is like harder to move that way.
So I'll set in the line. I'm like, I'm probably gonna push it back slightly more. Not this part, but this part. Just because I'm not liking the curve. Yeah. Cool. Other side, same thing. Take the one. Mm-hmm.
So now that you got the shop, the studio, you got obviously the online platform, now you're working on the product line. How are you able to balance running all three of those?
Systems, teams, delegation. So being okay to say, you know what, I'm really good at doing this, but I can no longer handle this task. Someone else has to do it. And trusting them with that and then overseeing it. So editing, that was the first system I had. And running the products, I'm having someone help me with that. Social media is all that. My TikTok, I don't manage my TikTok. My YouTube, I partially manage that, but I have someone helping me with that. Allocating time where it's more important. So I realized that, okay, if I'm gonna do these 3 businesses, you can't, it's impossible. Something's gonna suffer. So my YouTube channel was suffering. So I realized, I'm like, nah, all of this started from YouTube. The YouTube can't go, it can't. Like, I have to stay consistent. So I allocated my time back to that and then gave something else up. Like, okay, maybe I don't need to be so involved in this. Maybe I can have someone else be more involved than me. So systems, delegation, and just knowing when to just give something up and be like, yo, I can't handle this by myself. I can't, it's impossible. So, let's see. Cool, it's looking good. So we're gonna connect this side. So to answer your question, I'll just look at it from back here. Could push this in a bit. Around the ear, I really utilize my corner. Let me show you guys. But I comb it to see where it's actually gonna lay. So back here is where you can use trim over comb, over the ear like this. So whenever you see like overhang like that, you see it? That's when I know like I didn't debulk it good enough. So I'm gonna just kind of graze over it with my trimmer. So just remember that whenever you see like the hair flinging over like that, kind of like bangs, probably still have to debulk it a little bit. Where's everybody coming from today? Around the corner. Nice. I see a lot of Phoenix people here. What's up? How's the weather out there right now? Hot?
No, it's nice actually.
Nice.
80s.
Sheesh. All right, let's do the lineup. So you see when I did that, it exposed this little line. It's all good, we'll get there later. So now, I will take the one, just graze the tips. He has waves, right? So we don't want to take off too much of his waves.
He doesn't like keep up with as much at home. Is there any prep work that you would want to do before you start his haircut?
I would comb it all out, pick it all out, but that would be easier. But a 2 on a waver is gonna cut thicker than a 2 on someone who's just letting their hair grow. Because you gotta think, he's training his hair to like lay forward. Exactly. Yep. Let's see, hairspray. So I'll just spray a little hairspray. This is if you want like that crispy look. Wait, the what?
They like got shoe spray, like the yellow container.
Oh, that's like a hairspray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, got to be glued. Yeah. I used to be heavy with hairspray, like spraying a lot, but you gotta remember how these guys are gonna go home. The hairspray is gonna wear off, so then it's like, okay, how does the hair actually lay? You know what I'm saying? Because hairspray locks it in, but like how I sprayed it, his hair can still move. It's not crunchy, you know? So we're lining it up and it's in a good state. Yeah, it was too bulky still. I'll start warm and then end it cold. It doesn't really matter though.
Is that just the second hairspray? When you're using the hair dryer? Is it just like the dried hairspray?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
How far back on the hairline can you be
To like that first wave.
Okay, and that's standard.
Yeah. On a waver, they want their waves all the way. A person with waves is different from a waver. Like he's a waver. You could tell he like, you feel me? Takes it serious.
Yeah.
You could get right here. So to start, I'll start in the middle. Another thing, the hair is growing sideways. Not growing, but it's laying sideways. So going like this won't be that effective. I'll probably have to go kind of with my corner because the goal when you're lining up is literally, and you guys have probably heard this on a video, but it's to feed the hair to the trimmer blades.
I didn't get that. Could
Hey
you try
Siri.
again?
So that's it. The goal is to feed the hair to the trimmer blades. So if the hair is rejecting, angle your blade a different way. So I'll show you. Start in the middle. This lighting is tricky. Can you guys still see if I'm like this? Okay. Yeah, feel free to get up and come around. So as I work my way to the corner, I'm gonna lift it. Why am I gonna lift it?
Make it visually straight.
He knows. Exactly. Head's round, we lift it to make it visually straight.
So when you said you're going into it, are you like sliding sideways? Like instead of going?
In a way, yeah, exactly, like slicing. Because that's how we're gonna get it to feed through teeth. So I still have to lift it up some because it's not straight. Another tip, never do a lineup with just overhead lighting. It'll cast a shadow, so it's hard to see. That's why it's a bit hard. So now it's looking pretty good. Waves cast a shadow also, because think about it, you're leaving it thicker. It's not tapered or anything really, so it leaves a little shadow.
Do you prefer like front-facing light?
Yeah. It's good to have this, but you also need light to cancel out the shadow. Right now, it's just shadow.
You guys are fine to just look out.
Yeah. That'll help, but it still won't solve it. Lighting's so important.
Do you usually do the front lineup with them sitting upright, or do you ever recline on the back?
Nah, I'll have them like this. Never really like this, like that. All right, now we'll follow it through to the other side. All right, so
What were you looking for there? When you pulled his hair up.
he got slightly pushed back last time. just a little bit. When was the last time I cut you? 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, ever since you got Hollywood me, I don't know.
So the vertical bars kind of pushed, but we could save that. Alright, so we'll place it right there.
Do you ever slide in to create the line, or do you just do that to take off the excess hair? Does that make sense?
Be careful sliding in. Sometimes you could take off a little bit too much. So I'm kind of preserving that. So this, when it's squiggling, you see that right here?
Yeah.
It needs to be debulked. So I'll take my one. There we go. Also, if your hands shake, completely normal. Mine do too.
I took myself out about that.
You're holding a vibrating machine. Yeah. We're holding a vibrating machine. It's gonna shake. All right, so now I see tapers on each side are uneven. So I'm gonna push it up, this one. Before I apply enhancements.
How often do you use enhancements?
What was that?
How often do you use enhancements? Is it just like base by base?
Yeah, honestly, probably every cut nowadays, because I just do a lot of hairline stuff. I pretty much do it on every cut.
Most people who want like sharp hairline typically want enhancement.
Exactly. And like on Hispanics, if they have a really dense front line, I'll just do it on the C-cups.
Even if he has such really nice front hairline.
Yeah. So the one I use, it lasts, even if they go in the shower. I know they got some ones that are like super permanent. You don't really want those. When I had a buzz cut and I got enhancements, like I like the enhancements, but after a day, I'm trying to wash it out, you know?
Which one do you use?
I use Tomb 45 right now, like the paint. Okay, cool. Now it's looking better. Take my trimmer, this bottom line out.
Do you typically detail your tapers after the lineup?
Yeah, and before the enhancements. I find that very important because otherwise the enhancements will have you thinking the cut's perfect when it's really not.
Do the enhancements like gradually like kind of wear out over?
Yeah,
Like,
yep.
lighten a little bit?
Do you use them often or not really?
No, only a few times.
Gotcha. I don't really use fibers.
I use only that once.
Yeah, never was big on fibers.
Good for a picture. That's it.
Yeah. This side detailing it. And so I always have trouble on this side of his taper. Always. Just because it just grows differently. You see it? It's just denser.
I feel like a lot of us watch videos, whether it be anybody's, you know, watch tutorials or whatever, and we don't see the struggles that we go through with cutting hair. Like you see somebody do a perfect haircut, and we're like, oh shit, that looks so easy for them. You know, we don't see the little
Reality they go back.
little
It's like, oh,
realities of like battling.
Them going back 5 times.
Yeah.
I think that's also like an industry issue that people like never want to admit that they struggle with certain parts of haircuts. Everyone's like, I've never had a hard time haircut.
Facts.
And that's why. Yeah.
Facts.
We found it very different rating from one side to the other because the orientation of the waves are
Exactly.
up right here, but it looks like
Exactly.
it's horizontal on that side.
Exactly. Yep.
Vertical fading, you can fade a little easier, more forgiving.
Yeah. I've been cutting him for years. This side's just always difficult. You're always going to get that side.
Like it's whatever side they sleep on.
Yeah. I was just talking about that this morning. Okay, cool. So I could push this side slightly back, just a little bit, just to make it a little darker. Okay, for enhancements, if it's working.
And I think I asked you this before, but like, so I'm in a decently high price point where like, if I was cutting afro hair, like my quality of work is definitely not up to that price point. I know you And also like get more people in your chair that you can improve on.
So I was big with free, bro. Like free haircuts. I sucked at cutting with scissors until I took that class. I still didn't know what I was doing. So I used to offer cuts for free. And it worked because it allowed me to get better. You're not gonna get better by just charging and only cutting people who are gonna come to you for a coarse haircut. Because how many coarse hair clients do you have? 2? Yeah, so skill comes with repetition, not just doing like 2 every other month. So I would, I used to put ads out, bro. I still do. How many of you seen the free haircut ads? Yeah. So those worked. I would just get white guys wolfing, and they don't care about their hair, a lot of them. So. Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that's like a fear that I have is like, you know, a lot of white guys, like they don't care about how their hair looks, you know, a lot of the time, or like it's much easier to manipulate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then I get like African American clients, and they're very particular about their hair because like it's, you know, sometimes it's serious, you know.
No, it is.
Especially like when you're doing like a waiver or something like that, and it's like, man, like I'm not versed in this, but like I don't want to fuck this up, you know, like I don't know. I guess not necessarily a question, it's just something I feel and have.
That's valid. I don't think my enhancement machine is working.
Try messing with this thing. Silver sprays.
I don't think this is compatible with this.
You put a new gun on?
Yeah.
That's probably why. I think you can open this one. Let me see.
Feel free. I want to show you guys how to use it. It might not be compatible, I don't know. So, you can use a pencil. I won't draw on it like that. I'll use like the edge. I don't usually do the pencil back here, but I'll show you guys today. And you could just wipe it with your finger, blend it in. Blend it in with the trimmer too. You take the trimmer. Kind of drag it up. It's working or not? It's all good. Yeah. Freaking enhancements. So that was something I struggled with, because obviously most black clients want enhancements. I wouldn't say most, but I used to use enhancements on most of my black clients. So when my enhancement machine would be broken, I wouldn't feel like worthy of like charging them. That's why you still got to be good without enhancements, I think. Obviously, enhancements is going to make it better. Obviously, but I would challenge myself, like when my enhancement machine wasn't working, I would challenge myself to make it so that the client wouldn't even notice. A lot of times they didn't. Obviously, like my balding clients did, like obviously, but
You were softening the white line to the
Yep.
skin, but leaving it like sharp against the hair almost.
exactly. That's why you can kind of drag it.
So you don't want to like go all the way to the hairline.
Mm-hmm. Cool, let me grab that pencil. Freaking enhancements. So now, I'll do some corrections.
Is there a time where you would typically use the like white side versus the tan side?
On light skin
Yeah.
people, yeah.
Could you give us a crash course on the enhancements, see if they don't work?
Yeah. So on him, I would just apply the enhancement on the vertical bar right here. And does anyone have any enhancements here? Anyone? Is this a barber shop or no? Oh, I haven't been to the new one. This is the. Oh, okay, nice. I thought you were upstairs.
Yeah, that's we just.
Oh, okay, nice. That's why I asked. I was like,
No, I don't.
it's all good.
Do the side that you are more confident with the line.
This side, for sure. So with the enhancement, it's all about the trigger. When you're and the angle that you're doing it at. So I would recommend getting a wired enhancement gun or airbrush kit. Not the wireless ones like I have because they're not reliable. I would get a wired one. They're like $100 on Amazon. Yep. I'm dragging down then up
Oh, okay. Both directions.
to blend it.
How sharp do you keep your trimmers?
They're pretty sharp. This is a blade by the Barber. First time using it's pretty good.
How much pressure are you putting down on that blade?
A good amount. I'm not like tapping. I'm pressing to really blend in the pencil, but I'm not. This blade isn't too sharp to where it'll cut the client unless I slice them like that.
There's no discomfort at all with it?
Do these hurt?
No.
Cool. No, I'll just detail that side and it's pretty much done. I'll do the beard too. Mm-hmm. Yep. For him, I'm mainly straight razor as vertical bar, really.
What's the reason for that?
A lot of hair grows. It's the dense area. It's the trimmer honestly gets most of his hair up here. So. Yeah, I wipe it off though. I'll show you. If you want to get good at cutting this texture, you have to use enhancements. Most of these clients are gonna want, you know, the pencil. Even when I had a buzz cut, I wanted all of that. The razor, all that good stuff. So now we'll check it out. Yeah. What's everyone doing after this? Crib? I'm getting a drink. I'm getting a cocktail after this.
So you think putting out free ads would be the best solution to get more practice?
If you want to get good, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm sure a lot of people feel this in this room too. Guilty that like my ignorance isn't based in just like negligence as much as lack of opportunity given my demographic of being white.
You just realistically can't cut everyone.
I know.
You're gonna, like, I never cut white people, never. I really never did. Until I was like, you know what, I'm at a certain income level. I can afford to now start doing free cuts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're not at a comfortable income level where you can afford to like lose some money to be able to like take extra time to develop the craft, then I wouldn't even do it,
You
honestly.
don't think so? Nah. I just want to be good at everything.
That's a lot of people's mistake.
I know.
Really, why do you say that?
Your clients come to you for what, mullets?
Well, I do have a lot of skin fade clients, but a good chunk of them are longer haired, sort of mass cuts.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
And I'm busy,
Yeah.
very busy, but it just feels so bad when someone walks in that doesn't want that haircut and having the feeling of being like, I'm not fully confident in this. It feels bad.
Yeah, like someone walking in like with this hair texture and being like, I can.
Mm-hmm.
So
But it won't be
embarrassing.
the best hair, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to turn people away
Yeah.
because you're not competent enough and them take it like personally.
I think you should be solid at this hair texture. You don't have to be the best. So it's good to learn it, and it's good that you guys are here. I say if you really want to get good at it, practice it. Even getting doll heads. Doll heads are a little different, but just practice like shaping afros and stuff like that. Because really the type of styles you're gonna get, wave styles like this, maybe dreadlocks with a lineup,
Yeah.
and then an afro, really.
Is cutting afros a lot of just like combing out and just
Exactly.
retracing to
Cross-checking, combing it out. Like a lot of people will shape an afro. Oh, it's perfect. Pick it out again, it's not perfect. So you just got to do that like 2-3 times to make it really sharp and even. Afros aren't easy though. Any other questions about anything? I'm an open book.
When you're fading the top part of the beard, are you like going upward with it?
Yeah, so right here I didn't, the tube fell, so I'm just scooping with the one. His hair right here, you can kind of like freehand it. So I'm scooping right here and then I go to dig. That way I could just drop down.
What's a big mistake when fading the beard?
That's a good question. Big mistake. mistake that people make. I think keeping it too high. Like you have a great contrast with the fade up here, and then like it's too choppy because you keep it too high. I think that's a big mistake.
Are there any points of reference you use fading into the beard, like on clients' like face, like to balance or to measure where you think that beard should go, or you just go based off of like what you think? Like,
I'll go based off what I think, but usually it's like you want it to be gradual like this. But some clients do like it more uptight, which is cool.
Do you pencil that line sometimes?
Nah, not really. But to y'all's point about turning people away, I think that's why it's important to have different specialties at your shop. So like my shop, we got Chris. He's really good at like Asian and straight hair. And then we got Rios. Rios pretty much good at all types of hair. And then we got Hez. He cuts a lot of black people. So he's good at, these type of styles. And then me, I kind of cut a good mixture of everything. So it's important. As long as the shop isn't turning away people, I think that's a win,
Is there anything you miss about cutting consistently, like back to back to back?
Honestly, nah, bro. I hated it. I'm gonna be honest. Cause I just like making content. Like that was my passion. I love cutting though, but the back-to-back stuff wasn't for me. I would always be late, running late for me because I'm recording some.
When you were taking clients and started to get more popular online and were gaining more traction, how did you navigate the expectations that people then had on you for having traction online?
I put out my mid haircuts as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right.
So I didn't just post my best work. A lot of barbers, like, I get it, especially Instagram. That's why YouTube's just a different beast. I'm always gonna tie it back to YouTube.
You can go outside.
I'm gonna always tie it back to YouTube. YouTube is just raw, authentic. Like, most YouTubers, I'm sure that you watch, they put out their life, Good parts, the bad parts. IG is kind of like a highlight reel. TikTok's like a highlight reel. Now it's becoming a little different, but I just put out all my haircuts so that people understood, like, look. And people would tell me, like, white guys would come, yeah, I seen your work. I know you're pretty good at lineups, but I wanted to see if you could do my hair. And I would tell them, like, I'm not the best, but I could do it,
Yeah.
And they respect that.
If you were to leave us with one piece of advice today, if you remember one thing, what would it be?
Start posting content if you're not posting. Content changed my life. I was able to retire at 21 from cutting hair just from content. So, and it started with just posting freaking the after results of my haircuts in 2019 or whatever. He remembers.
How old are you now, Kai?
22.
I remember watching videos at like 8K, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Out of nowhere. Do you think there was a reason for that virality and like growing so fast?
It was the YouTube.
Yeah.
In 2023, that was really the turning point of my channel. I had a YouTube all the way since 2017, and I just never could find my thing on there. Then I started doing the free haircuts, just transformations.
Yeah.
So to this day, I'm still posting it. When something's working, you don't want to stop doing it if it's working.
Usually do your straight razor lineup work dry.
Yeah. On Hispanic, sometimes I do shave gel or whatever.
Which brand of straight blades do you use?
This is the Easy Blade handle, but I think this is Dorco. What's the other one?
Dirty.
No, not dirty.
Prime.
Not Prime.
Dirty.
Nah, it's another. It's a popular one.
Feather? Not feather, right?
Nah,
That's not the one?
nah, not this one.
They're all weird.
I don't have it with me. Actually. Let's see. It just says stainless blade. It's a popular blade. It's all the same. They're all made in China for a cent each. That's pretty much it though, guys. Also with content, like another important thing, you don't have to be the best at cutting hair. I was never the best. I never wanted to be the best. You got guys like Josh O.P. and like, you know, the Beast, and you're like, oh my goodness, they're so good, and they are. But you don't have to be that good to be successful. You really don't, as a barber and as a content creator. Like, look at me, look at Sly Hunter. He's not the best barber. I'm not the best barber, but it's about whatever lane you end up choosing, right? If you want to make entertaining videos, value videos, do it. For me, I was like, okay, I'm not the best barber, so people aren't really gonna watch me for education, except like with lineup stuff, because that's what I'm really good at. So I'm like, okay, how do I still gain an audience of normal people? Make satisfying content, transformations, right? 80-year-old grandma sitting at home watching YouTube. That's my niche. That's my audience that I want. That's how I'm gonna get paid on YouTube. I'm not really worried about getting barbers to watch me on YouTube, because barbers typically watch like educational content, you know? Another thing I could do at the end is just freehand trim it. Brush it on.
Do you try to avoid the brush, the hairline? now?
Yeah. You're picking up. Yeah. This is when I'll sit the heel of it. I'm not gonna be like that, because you're gonna patch it. I'll sit the heel of it.
Just catching the straight blade.
Exactly.
The heel's making contact with like just barely.
Mm-hmm. I patched people like this. Promise. Yeah. It was so bad. I did it when I was 15, like literally, there was nothing I could do. I just patched them, like bald. Like, not, there wasn't a little it was bald. There's nothing I could do.
With people with more like coarse hair, do you prefer using like a 0.5 guard, or do you just use the heel just to get the shades?
I'll use the heel, or I'll open up my lever a little bit. if I'm really that afraid. But some textures are sensitive. But
Yeah.
That's it. It's time for a drink. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you all for coming out. Hope you took something away. Full day of education. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Tyler. All right. We're doing, yeah, that's good.